Hey everybody. So I am down in a beautiful area of Charleston called James Island at a park called Sunrise Park. I think it could also be called Sunset Park. It has views of both beautiful sunsets and sunrises. And before we start talking about fat shaming and actually why I'm down in this area of Charleston, I want to just share a moment of peaceful living with you. I cannot stress enough to you how important it is, hi Alexa, to take some breaks during your day. And if you have a chance to go to one of your favorite spots. I have not been down to this particular park on the Charleston Harbor for over a year, actually maybe even longer. And it is one of my most favorite places. Now we're going to talk more about why I'm down here in a minute, but I wanted to share with you just the beauty of this place so that you can take in a bit of the peaceful living that is Charleston. Now, I know that many of you live in beautiful places as well, and I urge you to seek those places out and find a place that you can go and take just a few minutes. So I'm going to stop talking while the video, hi Stephanie, while the video is going, but so you can just take in the peace and the beauty of the area. Look out though for the Ravenel Bridge, hopefully I'll get it in the frame well enough, which connects downtown Charleston to Mount Pleasant. Look out for the spires of downtown Charleston. Charleston for over 200 years has been known as the Holy City because the people coming in from sea could see all of the spires of the churches. And they joke, but I don't think it was too far off, that people would go out and be very debaucherous on Saturday nights, but they could get up and go and find forgiveness on Sunday mornings in all of the churches. Because Charleston was quite a party city back in the 1700s. So Stephanie Hennings has joined us, and she is from Travel Essence. She's one of my business partners. We are going to be putting on a wellness cruise to the Bahamas in February, so please PM me and let me know if you're interested in joining us for that. 4 days, 3 nights, and we get to go do yoga on Coco Cay, the Royal Caribbean's private island. Also, I'd like to mention that Stephanie leads different travel excursions, specifically for couples. She does all sorts of travel, but she is really specializing in couples now, and she is going to be doing a couples weekend in downtown Charleston. So if you are interested in doing a romantic couples weekend in downtown Charleston, seek out Stephanie at info@travelessence.com or on the web at travelessence.com. Or you can just go on this post and say, hi Stephanie, and she'll PM you. So let me share beautiful Charleston Harbor with you. And I'd like you to just take some deep breaths while you're taking it in. Okay, so I hope you got to enjoy that. We have some people who are also enjoying the park, and I'm sorry that she ran across the video. Sometimes people don't understand. But yeah, let's talk about... Stephanie said, can you turn your phone the other way? Oh, I blew that, didn't I? Here, let's try it this way. So a little bit shorter. So let's talk about why I'm down here. I came down to go to see a natural. She said she turned her head so she could see. That's hilarious. I am down here to see a naturopathic doctor because I have some stuff going on with my body. Now, what does this have to do with fat shaming? Well, I have been, from time to time, the subject of fat shaming. People have gotten on my website and said, nobody's going to take you seriously because you're 60 pounds overweight. People have just out and out called me fat. And that's okay, because I've got a thick skin, I can take it. However, what I really see happening out there is so many of my clients are fat shaming themselves. And they're doing so because I think of all the images we see in the media, sorry, little hair in my nose, and they're doing so because they are buying into the rhetoric of not only the diet industrial complex. This is all of those companies that are selling you supplements and selling you diet plans and selling you books, and they're just selling. It's a $3 trillion industry, but also the medical community that has bought into this. And while it is true that there is a correlation between obesity and health problems, it is also true that the correlation is just as strong, if not stronger, between stress and health problems. So really, in terms of heart disease, which everybody looks to heart disease as an indication of being obese or something that happens if you're obese, the number one indication of heart disease is actually stress levels. So I want to encourage people not only to be kind to others because they don't know what's going on with a person in terms of why they might be overweight, but also to be kind to themselves. And if you are struggling with your weight and you're trying all of these different diets and it's not working, and you're exercising, exercise is actually just as important, if not more important than diet, then I really encourage you to not just go to your general practitioner, but to go to an endocrinologist or go to a naturopath. So I'm going to share with you my journey just a little bit, and I will give you more details about that in the blog. There are several different things that can lead to being overweight that are underlying health conditions. So polycystic ovarian syndrome, hypothyroidism, certain forms of diabetes that may have come on without being overweight. Yeah, I know several people who are diabetic who are not overweight, at least not when they first get diabetes. And then there's the situation that I am in, and that is that I overproduce insulin. And so people will say, well, you overproduce insulin, so that must mean that you are diabetic. No, that's the opposite of diabetes. Diabetes is when you don't produce enough insulin. Now, the overproduction of insulin can actually lead you to go into diabetes because your pancreas gets worn out. So it is something that has to be brought under control, and I am working on that through diet, but not diet to lose weight, diet to lower my glycemic index. So yes, going very low sugar to no sugar, definitely no processed sugar, no white breads, things like that, whole grains only. But my overproduction of insulin actually is what has caused me to not be able to lose weight. And it would be so frustrating because I would be eating 1,500 calories a day and I can't lose weight. And this would go on for months. I'd be exercising 5 times a day. Again, couldn't lose weight, would go on for months. So finally, I got to the point where I just kind of gave up and I said, you know what, I have to accept myself the way I am. And that has been extremely empowering for me. And so when somebody says to me, nobody's going to take you seriously as a wellness coach because you're overweight, I don't know what that has to do with helping people feel better about their stress. And honestly, I don't know that wellness is just about weight loss. Skinny does not necessarily always equal healthy, and I really want to get that message out there. So stress, on the other hand, does have a lot to do with weight loss, and stress has a lot to do with many of the underlying health conditions that are causing weight gain and the inability to lose weight. And so what happened to me was I was having some brain stuff going on, and not stress so much as brain fog and losing my words, getting appointments wrong, and I even still do. I have gotten my insulin under control to a certain effect, but not necessarily. Oh wow, yes, Alexa, I did not know that. So thanks for chiming in on that. So this is a tough situation because those insulin spikes, because they do still occur, they have to be brought down with medication that makes me feel terrible. So that's why I'm seeing a naturopath. But back to the fat shaming issue, it's that, oh, there's the cutest little girl that went by. It's one of the fun things about doing these videos in a park. So I realized through consultation with my endocrinologist that the same reason that I am now a stress management coach is why I am overweight, and that is stress. I was under so much stress from the time I was a young child. I mean, I was a nervous, anxiety-ridden child, and I would bite my nails and constantly picking at things. I remember my grandmother putting bitter stuff on my nails so I wouldn't bite them anymore. But nobody ever addressed the underlying issue of, well, why is she biting her nails? Well, she's stressed out. She has anxiety. And I was born that way. We've talked about that before. But going through my childhood, my teens with puberty, and into college, and then the extreme stress of my graduate program, getting a doctorate, to where I was having panic attacks, my hair was falling out, and the underlying reason why I decided enough is enough, and I'm going to figure out how to help myself feel better. Thus, the 20-year journey started to really figuring out what works for stress management. And so I've gotten myself into a place where I'm feeling better. However, I had already done the damage to my pancreas, to my endocrine system. And when the endocrinologist saw how high my insulin levels were, he said that if this had gone undetected, I would lose my pancreas. So he said there's two reasons for insulin overproduction. One is genetics, the other is stress, and usually it's both. And I have no idea if this is in my family because nobody else has ever talked about it, but they all are a little cray-cray, so maybe, sorry family, I'm just kidding around. But so what is the overarching point of this? The overarching point of this is that whether it's polycystic ovarian syndrome, which I do not have, whether it's an overproduction of insulin, whether it's hypothyroidism, whether it's any number of different things that can cause people to not be able to lose weight and to gain weight, don't make them feel bad about it. And if you are a person who feels bad about your weight, look in the mirror and see how beautiful you really are. Because what we think is beautiful is all based on somebody else's conception of what is beautiful. If you look back through time, you'll see that over different periods of time, different bodies are thought of as beautiful. Did you know that men used to wear these padded calf things that they'd put in their stockings back in the 1700s to make their calves look fat? Isn't that funny? So, all sorts of things. The corsets, to make women look big on top, bigger on bottom, and tiny waists. And what did they do? They damaged their bodies. I saw an ad the other day, a TV commercial, for a modern day corset. I forget what it was called, but it was basically an elastic and Velcro version of a corset. And I was just aghast. So be nice to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Love yourself the way you are. Work on reducing your stress, which is fun to do because we can do that through self-nurture. And be kind to others. So if you are a person who you are naturally skinny or you work really hard at being skinny, that's awesome. I'm so excited for you, but don't make other people feel bad about it. because again, you don't know what's going on with that person. You don't know if they have an underlying health issue. You don't know if they have terrible stress going on at home and that has caused their metabolism to slow down. You just don't know. But don't look at them like they are a glutton. Hi, Sandy. I miss you so much in yoga class. Sandy is just one of the most wonderful people. I have such beautiful, wonderful people on the call today, on the video today. And Sandy is somebody who has heard me talk a lot in yoga class about body acceptance. So I really want to reach out to y'all and say accept your bodies. And please post to this. Let me know how you're feeling about yourself. Let me know how you're feeling about what I'm saying. Let me know if you disagree with me, because I'd like to have a conversation about it. And have a great, peaceful living day. Bye, y'all.